Kent Justice has been getting an exclusive opportunity right now, going out with the governor and Mayor Curry touring this area. Kent, what have you been able to see? And I can imagine the reactions from these men that really are in charge of so many people.
Right. Really an interesting look here, because after a news conference this morning at Cecil Field there in Jacksonville, we hopped aboard the helicopters with the governor, with Mayor Curry, with the Adjutant General, with the Army Corps of Engineers, all in 2 helicopters, got up in the air and then flew around to see and assess what the damage is like. Here's some of the video of that happening, and on headsets we could hear the governor fielding some questions or asking questions, Mayor Curry asking questions. And one of the things that was really interesting was hearing the Adjutant General, the leader of the National Guard in the state of Florida, saying, Mayor, what else do you need to see, or what else do you need to know? Had a moment right after we got to the tarmac here as we landed in Nassau County to speak with both Governor Scott and Mayor Curry. Here's that interview. So as we sat there and both of you are looking at the helicopter there, what are the observations? Better than expected? More damage than we hoped for? What do you think?
I think what I was surprised by is how murky the water is. I mean, they really churned up a lot of water. And then if you look on the beach, there's a lot of beach erosion. If you go south a little bit, you even saw it where it really came really right up close to the houses. Yeah. You know, the Jacks, the Duval County beaches are a little bit deeper, but you saw the erosion issues. The one concern I have is I want to make sure nothing happened with the port. You know, we're putting money in the Mile Point, and we've got a big opportunity to expand the port. The other thing you could see is the amount of water that got up into the beach communities. And so I know some of that drained back. The mayor and I had been talking about that. We got the St. John's Water Management District bringing in pumps, and we got DEP. But the one positive is we both saw the bridges are open.
That's right, the bridges are open.
While we were in flight, you said, hey, they should be open right now.
And we saw people coming in. And I think also we saw where we could see where the surge hit, just confirms, when we made the decision to call for the evacuation. As I was making those decisions, I was calling the governor. I mean, you're looking at data, and you're frankly having to make judgment decisions. There is no handbook on this, and we made the right call.
Yeah. Mayor Curry has mentioned how much support he's gotten from the state and from you individually. What do you think of his leadership here in this crisis for the community?
Well, I'll tell you, when I talked to him, he's worried about this. He's worried about the people. What you want in Mayor, there's somebody says, he said, look, let's make the right decision for the people. And he was, when our conversations were, what's good for people. And then when what my goal was and his goal was, if we had a problem, is there something where there was the National Guard, whether it was DEP, whether there was water management, where can we get resources? Now the thing we got to make sure we do is give people their power back. So the mayor is very focused on people getting their power back. Up here, it's a JE. For me, I'm worried about it around the state. So I've been talking to FP&L, and I know their goal is to be pretty much done by the end of the day on Sunday. And so if they have resources they brought in from out of the state, I want to make sure, and the mayor wants to make sure, that those resources come to Jacksonville.
Yeah, and you mentioned in that news conference earlier, but we saw kind of a little bit of hesitation for Tallahassee and that side of the state a month ago in working together. You say there's a lot of cooperation going on between the private and the public and everybody working together, right?
Yeah, I think if you look at history, the co-ops worked with the co-ops, the municipals worked with the municipals, and the 4 big companies worked with each other. So my goal is they all work together, and that's something that the mayor and I have talked about. And in my understanding, JEA's gotten mutual aid agreements with Florida Power and Light and with Gulf Power. But anybody that's got resources, because what happens, these resources are brought in from outside the state. I think FPL said they have 15,000 people working right now, and so if they're done. And Jacksonville's not done, I know the mayor, it'll be important for the mayor to get it done up here.
Ken, when you're in a crisis, I mean, it really comes down to decision making. You have to make decisions and you have to move. And we did it on the front end, and we're going to continue to do it now in the cleanup phase.
Yeah. So as we're flying over there, we recognize the signs. It's a different view from above, but we recognize all those locations that we as residents in the area go and enjoy. What do you feel when you see some of the damage that we saw there?
Well, what I'm feeling right now, is that there are people in their homes without electricity. There are people coming back home to damage. There are people in pain right now that are uncomfortable. and we want to get them back to their normal lives quickly. That's why I've said in the last 2 briefings that we are going to ride each other and we're going to ride our people to get everything back to normal.
Right. Anything that maybe you saw from the air that surprised you, or is this turning out better than some of those early scenes we saw of damage in the beaches area or around town?
One thing I like is the fact that we talked about the mountain water that came in past the dunes in the beach communities, and a lot of that's gone back out, not all of it. And so I don't know if that's gone back out just because of normal or because of the work that DEP and Water Management District did, but the nice thing is it's getting out. But it was nice to see people coming back across the bridges.
Yeah, is that nice for you to see too? People getting back.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know the beaches mayors they were anxious to get people back into the beaches cities, but also the entire city. I mean, I want to stress that the entire city was affected by this, and there are people all over Jacksonville that their life's been disrupted.
Your constant message has been for more than a year, one city, one Jacksonville. Have you seen a lot of people pulling together and helping each other? I've seen it in communities around.
Absolutely. I mean, look, this when you have a crisis, we see the best of people. They come out as neighbors and friends, and that's what we're experiencing. But look, those of us that are in leadership are going to keep our foot on the gas, because we have work to do. And the governor was speaking earlier about the Guard and being away from their families, and I would stress that the Guard, policemen, firemen, and women, their families are home by themselves through the storm and in the aftermath as those folks go out and deal with this. So I think we ought to, we continue to offer our gratitude to them as they work through this.
What does it mean to you when the leader of the state, the leader of the National Guard, they're both sitting next to you on this flight just a moment ago, and both are asking, what do you need? What do you see? What else can we do?
We have the right people in leadership. We have the right governor. We have, obviously, our Guard. Those are leaders. And when you have a time of crisis, that's when you really see what people are made of. And, I've known the governor since before I was in office as mayor, worked with him previously, and I used to say it then and I'll say it now. He works hard, he holds people accountable and gets things done, and that's what you're seeing here now.
Anything else that I missed?
I think the mayor and I would say the same thing. So the storm passed, we were fortunate that it didn't hit a direct hit, but we got down power lines, we got water. Don't drive in standing water, don't touch a down power line. If you're going to use the chainsaw, be careful about it. Really know the directions. Don't use a generator in your house. If you have a question about anything, call your local sheriff. You've got a great sheriff here in Duval County. He, like the mayor, cares about people. I want everybody to be safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that was our visit with Mayor Lenny Curry of Jacksonville, Governor Rick Scott, and now we landed just here half an hour ago in Nassau County, where a few moments ago Governor Scott did a briefing here at the Emergency Operations Center. One of the things that's a little different about Nassau County than what we saw in Duval County, the bridges to the beach areas across the Intercoastal are open in Jacksonville. That was not the case when we passed by a few moments ago. A lot of people, a lot of cars lined up waiting for the all clear, the opportunity to get across the bridge and get back to Fernandina Beach or Amelia Island and check out what's going on there. But I will say that we've got much more of the video of what it looks like from the air looking down on Northeast Florida after Hurricane Matthew. We'll be sharing that with you throughout the day and, of course, on news4jax.com. Live in Nassau County, Kent Justice, Channel 4, the local station.